guys, this is MILBradio.com. Tim Kuda, live with you here, 10 p.m. Central on Wednesday night, our new time. MILBradio.com, Wednesday night, our live broadcast. Thought I'd change it up just because you can't get enough of MILB Radio. What a bad company. Because we can't get enough of this baseball stuff, especially when it's 2 degrees, minus 15, whatever it's going to be outside. Just can't get enough of baseball. Tim Kuda here with you. Great show tonight. Lots of cool things coming on, so stick with us. Should be lots of fun here live on MILBradio.com. I want to welcome in one of our normal contributors who's here with us this evening, and he is here on Wednesday night. Mr. Napper, Mike Napper, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. It's probably cold where you're at. I think it's cold in the majority of the United States right now, like minus whatever. It's just nuts, man. We got to talk baseball. That way we can warm ourselves up. In fact, we got a great show tonight from MILB.com, Benjamin Hill. And then a little bit later, from the Salt Lake Bees, broadcaster Steve Clocky. Want to remind you, January 21st, the Newberg Report with Jamie Newberg, as well as Jeff Levering from the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. January 28th, Trenton Thunder broadcaster Steve Rubenstein, as well as a couple other guests coming up. Lots of fun stuff here, MILBradio.com. So stick with us because we got a great show tonight. I mean, I'm just excited here. I mean, it's January, and we know that those pitchers and catchers are going to report here any day. Well, maybe 35 days or something like that. So it's got us thinking baseball. It's fun to talk about it. Fun to keep us nice and warm. In fact, unfortunately, we had a kind of a sad thing happen today. Mr. Rourke died. Did you hear about that? Never.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Mr. Rourke. He passed away. And Khan from one of the Star Trek movies. He passed away today. So sorry to hear that. I forget what it was. Ricardo something. I can never pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. But anyway, so he passed away, unfortunately. But we'll keep going. I don't know if he was a baseball fan or not, but I just thought it was kind of an interesting little tidbit that I saw before we got on the air. And of course, we have the Hall of Fame. And stick around after our guest. I think we're going to get into our Hall of Fame discussion here. Who made it? Who did not make it? One of the guys who did not make it, unfortunately, Mr. Bert Blyleven. And I had a chance to speak with Mr. Bert Blyleven on the phone, live and in person, just a couple days ago. I think we might actually get him on this show at some point. So stick with us. Mr. Blyleven might be on the show. So I want to, and I will talk to him about the Hall of Fame. Why he's not in, and I'm sure he's probably got lots of colorful things to say about that. I'm sure he's not real happy, but nonetheless, I didn't know this. Did you hear that, Napper, that Blyleven was not very media friendly?
Yes. Like back in his playing day?
Yeah, back in his playing day. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was not very media friendly.
Oh, I hadn't heard that, but I know he was on Mike and Mike ESPN Radio Tuesday morning. Kind of going off about his latest snub. That was, I don't know if you'd seen that or not, but that was pretty interesting. He was disappointed, to say the least, and voiced all his displeasures on the Mike and Mike show Tuesday morning.
Wow, I didn't hear that. I should try to go and catch that. I know. I mean, you look at the numbers and you really think that he should be there, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and we'll get more into that after our guest here. I expect Mr. Hill here any moment now, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But nonetheless, I would like. Hopefully, we'll have him on. Hopefully, we'll have Mr. Blyleven on at some point here. I want to do want to welcome all our live listeners, though. We got a couple people on Blog Talk, a couple people on the Ucaster. So Al Lupiani from the Morning Sports Bite. Give him a little bit of a plug, and I think he's got the Golf Morning Sports Bite now. So check him out. Any of you gophers out there? In fact, I think I got I got something for you. In fact, this I specifically got this in case Al Lupiani showed up. So
I want you to kill every golfer on the course. Check me if I'm wrong, Sam. If I kill all the golfers, they're going to like me if you throw away the key.
So that specifically was for my buddy Al Lupiani and his golf show. So anyway, so that's what I do. I'd like to welcome in our live guest here this evening. He writes a column for MLB.com, or MILB.com, I should say, but he is actually employed by MLB.com. Also writes a blog. He's been with MILB since 2005, The Business of Minor League Baseball. Benjamin Hill. Ben, thanks for being here tonight. How you doing? This is Tim Kuda.
Hey, man, how's it going? Doing pretty well.
Real good. I appreciate you joining us tonight. I know it's kind of late there on the East Coast, and you're probably nice and cold as everybody else across the country. This is nuts, man. But it's nice to be talking some baseball, trying to warm everybody up.
Oh, yeah, man. For me, it's a full-time job. I'll talk about it anytime, and, I'll be awake for hours still, so no problem on my end.
Awesome. But nonetheless, I mean, you got a great job from what I can see. And one of the things that we do talk minor league baseball here. We cover a lot of the minor leagues, and I've had the fortune of being able to go around and go to a couple of minor league ballparks. I obviously haven't gotten as many as you or some other people across the country, but you get to cover like the cool side of minor league baseball, the business end, and just how these guys go out and make money. I mean, but let me ask you first, how did you become a baseball fan? Like, what were your favorite teams growing up? Which teams did you follow, or any players that jumped out that made you say, hey, I want to write about baseball for a living?
Well, I mean, like any kid, I loved baseball growing up. I'm from the Philadelphia area, was a huge Phillies fan. Mike Schmidt was my first hero, and then, the Phillies of the early, mid-'90s, obviously the 93 team, the John Krug, Darren Daulton, Lenny Dykstra type of guys. All my childhood heroes. I love playing baseball, but I'm a pretty small guy. About 10th grade, I realized my career was over in terms of playing. And I never really had sports writing aspirations specifically, but I moved to New York in 2002, kind of scuffled around with a few jobs, and literally stumbled into this job writing about minor league baseball through a friend of mine. The site was minorleaguebaseball.com, was just starting up, and they were looking for writers, people to recap games, and I said, sure, I'll do it. And then one thing has led to another, and here I am writing about promotions and the business of the game all year round.
Now, I mean, how do you like covering minor league baseball in general? I mean, obviously, it is minor league baseball, but has it grown on you? Do you enjoy covering it?
Oh, I love it. I honestly didn't know too much about it at all when I started. I just took the job because it was a job writing about baseball, and but people are always asking me, just like a player, they're like, oh, you're going to move up to the major leagues? When are you going to get the call up to the major leagues? And the truth is I don't want to call up to the major leagues. The minor leagues is a lot more accessible. It's 160 teams in affiliated ball. It covers the entire country, small towns, medium-sized towns, big cities. And, you just get a lot more access, and there's a lot more fun, a lot more spontaneity. I don't really want to be a beat writer covering a major league team, asking the same questions again and again. I feel like there's a lot more freedom in the minor leagues, and that's where I want to stay. I just want to keep building with this little niche that I've stumbled into.
I found that too, that the minor league clubs are definitely more accessible, and you're getting the players before they are jaded. Even the big money players, you're getting before they get to that, we call it being big leagued, where they obviously they think they're it, and the show's about them. You got guys out there who are just playing just to play, and especially guys who are making the league minimum, just living together, a couple guys, or living with host families. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't realize in minor league baseball about the host families that a lot of these towns take up, where people just go and live, these players go and live with people who are friends of the program. So it's interesting to have that access, like you said. Now, and I know from covering minor league baseball myself and seeing and reading a lot of your stuff that you've seen some weird, wild, and wacky promotions that these clubs like to go on. Like, I know, for example, here in King